here's something I think a lot of people should know about. How can lack of production of stomach acid cause acid reflux?
Yeah, this is a really important one. Typically, if you go to a conventional doctor and you have heartburn or acid, warm, hot feelings, reflux coming up your throat, chest pains, things like that, the doctor will typically tell you that you are producing too much stomach acid. And that seems fairly accurate, okay? It seems fairly reasonable. You feel these acid-like sensations, burning sensations in your stomach and upper chest. You would think straight away, yep, I must be producing too much acid, right? But the fact of the matter is, when you read some of the real forward-thinking literature by some of the best physicians in the world, people like Leo Galland, MD, for example, is a very strong advocate of what I'm about to say, is that most people's heartburn and these types of symptoms are actually caused by not enough acid in the stomach or normal acid just irritating sensitive tissue. So let's take the first example. If you have H. pylori, the H. pylori can actually damage cells called parietal cells that are in the stomach. And the parietal cells are the cells responsible for producing and secreting stomach acid. So if you have damage to those cells, your acid levels can actually drop. Now, even with lower acid levels, if you have H. pylori causing damage to the digestive lining, any acid that gets into that damaged tissue has the potential to create a sensation of pain. And the perfect analogy to this is if you go out and cut your arm or cut your finger, even with a paper cut, and then you pour just 2 or 3 drops of vinegar into that cut, it's going to hurt like hell, right? It's going to be really, really painful. It's going to burn. Same thing's true in your stomach. You don't have to have too much acid to create that feeling of having too much acid. Now, once your stomach acid levels drop, you have an inability to digest food properly, so you can't break down your food. This means that the transit time between the stomach and the small intestine is increased. So the food sits longer in the stomach. When that happens, it starts to putrefy and it starts to give off gases. Think of it bubbling away, like a witch's cauldron. You get this horrible sensation then of the gases coming back up the stomach and into the throat, and that's one of the sensations that people call heartburn as well. So you do not necessarily have to have too much acid to have these symptoms.